Research complete.
Okay, moving on to the second set between Godzilla and EffOrt, and I'm not really sure what Godzilla was thinking in that last game. Of course, that would have worked if EffOrt had gone for any other type of build, if EffOrt had gone very, very standard, get drone saturation, because that's what a Zerg does these days, just whores drones, basically, just drone whore. Drones at every base, only a couple of Zerglings out to defend against any slightly aggressiveness, and Cal was trying to take advantage of that. It's actually very similar to something that Stork tried against July on Tears of the Moon. He didn't really have any confidence on that map, so he did a fake expand. We went gateway first, fake expand, then put down more gateways, tried to go against July, but July, he had Mutalisk out, and it failed horribly. So going gateway first is usually not the way to go unless you're playing on Outsider or something. It looks like we're getting ready to start. This is going to be on Fighting Spirit. And let's see if Cal can pick himself up a little bit more, show the type of play that he's been showing in Pro League and in the OSL especially. He's been just rocking it against Zerg these days, so it's kind of bizarre to see him lose the first set. EffOrt on a 9-game winning streak now, but here we go. Except, okay, down at the 8 o'clock position, and Brown is EffOrt, scouting up wrong direction, of course, but it's cross position, so any kind of early aggressiveness from either player not going to be that effective. Up at the 2 o'clock position in Teal is Cal. Shiny logo.
You mentioned it, and now I think about it, I miss Outsider. Oh, well.
Yeah, me
anyway,
too.
this 4-player map, Fighting Spirit. And what's with all the cool names? Outsider, Fighting Spirit, Great Barrier Reef. Maybe not
not quite as cool,
much.
No.
Not quite, no. Oh, well. But anyway, this is, of course, as I said, 4-player map, and I'm expecting slightly more standard play here, slightly more just your usual Sauron Zerg, Forge Fast Expand for Cal. And we're going to see what Cal goes for. Cal, I've seen that he tends to be the guy that plays more of a ground army Protoss. He tends to go heavy on the Zealots. Often enough, he groups up a bunch of Corsairs, even though he goes heavy on the ground army, groups up, gets more Corsairs, you know, not just the initial 2, but gets 4 to 5, tries to go out there, tries to get the additional kills, and that guy looks kind of creepy.
The teeth,
Yes, overpull on the opposite side from EffOrt, so he's going to try to get those 6 Zerglings out there, force 2 cannons, and just double expand quickly afterwards. So pretty standard play so far. And somebody out there predicting a 3-0, like Cal will erase the victory that EffOrt already has and 3-0 the whole thing. Ah.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but my advice to Cal in this series is just go standard. I mean, Cal standard is freaking spectacular, especially against Zerg these days. I think he's becoming one of the best PvZ players out there. I can't really think of a better one other than Movie, but Movie hasn't really been tested nearly as much as Cal in the Pro League and in the individual leagues these days. So Cal playing great. Just play standard and scout heavily, because EffOrt has never been in this kind of position before. He's going to go for such cheesy play, you better believe it. He's just going to do 4-hatch Hydra, 5-hatch Hydra, just try to end it as early as he can because he is nervous as hell. There is no way that EffOrt is going to play a super standard game. At least I don't think so anyway. I mean, that last game was, well, EffOrt didn't go for very standard because Cal wasn't going standard, but yeah, expect EffOrt to try to end it early with Hydras. And Cal, as long as you scout the Hydras coming your way, I think that Cal will be okay. He's exceptional when it comes to the ground army composition. Has great High Templar storms all over the place. And I think his last game I watched was on Match Point, which will be the next map. So, and he won against the Zerg on that map. So he's already shown very strong play, and let's see if he can defend against the early Zerglings from EffOrt.
EffOrt has 4 Zerglings out there, but there's a cannon, a couple probes blocking in just in case. So those Zerglings, 6 at the moment, won't really manage to do much. Cal, not putting on the second cannon. So he's playing a little bit more risky, trying to get that gateway out there earlier, trying to get that zealot out there earlier. But I actually got to disagree on the EffOrt thing. I think EffOrt actually is going to, yes, he is going to try to go for quick finish-off strategies, but I think he won't mind too much going for the late game. Zerglings actually going to try to run up with this. We're going to see what the Protoss can try to block this side. Zerglings are actually going to be 2 Zerglings. Nice blockade overall by Cal, though. 1 Zergling left alive. No, 2 Zerglings left alive. 1 Zergling left alive now. Engaging 2 probes, and will actually force them away. So EffOrt managing to pick off several probes and do a decent amount of damage, losing most of his Zerglings, but definitely taken. I think 3-4 probes taken out there. Nice bit of pressure there for EffOrt. So he's already going in for early attacks. Definitely found an opening with only that 1 cannon. So 1 cannon into quick gateway for Cal, definitely not paying off in this case. And yeah, I was just about to make a point there, but Leclerc on the way. Those 2 additional hatcheries out there. I think EffOrt, even though he might try to finish this off earlier to try not to go into the late game, especially on Fighting Spirit, because he's not his second base is not going into the corner, so he's instead going to try to play off 3 bases. I still don't think he's going to be very uncomfortable. I don't think he's going to be uncomfortable going to the late game, because his late game ZVP is extremely strong, and because he's a player that plays well on mechanics. He's a very strong mechanical player, very strong macro once he gets into it. So I think now that he has a 1 lead cushion, he can let himself play a little bit more comfortably, let out a breath, while Cal is the one feeling the pressure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're right about that. EffOrt does have extremely strong standard Zerg versus Protoss. The reason that I thought he would just go rush, though, is because, yeah, he's definitely nervous, even though I don't think it shows in his face too much. I looked at his face, and I guess he's played the alien face, yes. He's played Pro League finals before, I believe. No, the Winners League finals. I think he was in that. So he's kind of a little bit of experience dealing with a large crowd. But every time you get a player who's dealing with a large crowd like this with high stakes matchup, you're going to have a lot of nervousness, and the easiest way to win as a Zerg against a Protoss is to break with Hydras or go for a Mutilus attack, which EffOrt could definitely do here as well. You could get some Scourge out, try to end it with Mutilus, play that kind of cheesy play that Shine loves to do. But we'll see what he decides to do. Like I said, Citadel Vadun coming up. Here comes the first Corsair out for Cal, and see if he can kill any Overlords before EffOrt can deal with that. It seems like the first Corsair might be a little bit late. I saw the Spire coming up already, I believe, from EffOrt. So his first Corsair might be a little bit delayed because of all the probes that got killed earlier. But here comes the first Corsair. Spire getting ready to get done. I guess it's not too late. Not too late at all, because that Spire will pop up, and Cal is going to get that Corsair completely killed. A couple more cannons, so it looks like Cal is playing a little bit more safely here. Let's see if he goes for the scout before killing an Overlord. I think he definitely should scout at this point.